The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 4, read by Mr. Oldfield. Modern text. Romeo, Mercutio, and Benvolio enter dressed as maskers, along with 5 or 6 other maskers carrying a drum and torches. What will we say is our excuse for being here, or should we enter without apologizing? It's out of fashion to give lengthy explanations like that. We're not going to introduce our dance by having anyone dress up as Cupid, blindfolded and carrying a toy bow to frighten the ladies like a scarecrow. Nor are we going to recite a memorized speech to introduce ourselves. Let them judge us however they please. We'll give them a chance and then hit the road. Give me a torch. I don't want to dance. I feel sad, so let me be one who carries the light. No, noble Romeo, you've got to dance. Not me. Believe me, you're wearing dancing shoes with nimble soles. My soul is made of lead, and it's so heavy it keeps me stuck on the ground so I can't move. You're a lover. Take Cupid's wings and fly higher than the average man. His arrow has pierced me too deeply, so I can't fly high with his cheerful feathers, because this wound keeps me down. I can't leap any higher than my dull sadness. I sink under the heavy weight of love. If you sink, you're dragging love down. It's not right to drag down something as tender as love. Is love really tender? I think it's too rough, too rude, too rowdy, and it pricks like a thorn. If love plays rough with you, play rough with love. If you prick love when it pricks you, you'll beat love down. Give me a mask to put my face in, a mask to put over my other mask. What do I care if some curious person sees my flaws? Let this mask with its black eyebrows blush for me. They put on masks. Come on, let's knock and go in. The minute we get in, let's all start dancing. I'll take a torch. Let playful people with light hearts dance. There's an old saying that applies to me. You can't lose if you don't play the game. I'll just hold a torch and watch you guys. It looks like a lot of fun, but I'll sit this one out. Hey, you're being a stick in the mud, as cautious as a policeman on night patrol. If you're a stick in the mud, we'll pull you out of the mud. I mean, out of love. If you'll excuse me for being so rude, wear your stuck up to your ears. Come on, we're wasting precious daylight. Let's go. No, we're not. It's night. I mean, we're wasting the light of our torches by delaying, which is like wasting the sunshine during the day. Use your common sense to figure out what I mean instead of trying to be clever or trusting your 5 senses. We mean well by going to this masquerade ball, but it's not smart of us to go. Why, may I ask? I had a dream last night. So did I. Well, what was your dream? My dream told me that dreamers often lie. They lie in bed while they dream about the truth. Oh, then I see you've been with Queen Mab. Who's Queen Mab? She's the Fairies Midwife. She's no bigger than the stone on a city councilman's ring. She rides around in a wagon drawn by tiny little atoms, and she rides over men's noses as they lie sleeping. The spokes of her wagon are made of spiders' legs. The cover of her wagon is made of grasshoppers' wings. The harnesses are made of the smallest spider webs. The collars are made out of moonbeams. Her whip is a thread attached to a cricket's bone. Her wagon driver is a tiny bug in a gray coat. He's not half the size of a little roundworm that comes from the finger of a lazy young girl. Her chariot is a hazelnut shell. It was made by a carpenter squirrel or an old grubworm. They've made wagons for the fairies as long as anyone can remember. In this royal wagon, she rides every night through the brains of lovers and makes them dream about love. She rides over courtiers' knees and they dream about curtsying. She rides over lawyers' fingers, and right away they dream about their fees. She rides over ladies' lips, and they immediately dream of kisses. Queen Mab often puts blisters on their lips because their breath smells like candy, which makes her mad. Sometimes she rides over a courtier's lips and he dreams of making money off of someone. Sometimes she tickles a priest's nose with a tithe pig's tail and he dreams of a large donation. Sometimes she rides over a soldier's neck and he dreams of cutting the throats of foreign enemies, of breaking down walls, of ambushes of Spanish swords, and of enormous cups of liquor. And then drum beats in his ear and he wakes up. He's frightened, so he says a couple of prayers and goes back to sleep. She is the same Mab who tangles the hair in horses' manes at night and makes the tangles hard in the dirty hairs, which bring bad luck if they're untangled. Mab is the old hag who gives false sex dreams to virgins and teaches them how to hold a lover and bear a child. She's the one. Enough, Mercutio. Be quiet. You're talking nonsense. True. I'm talking about dreams, which are the product of a brain that's doing nothing. Dreams are nothing but silly imagination, as thin as air, and less predictable than the wind, which sometimes blows on the frozen north and then gets angry and blows south. The wind you're talking about is blowing us off our course. Dinner is over, and we're going to get there too late. I'm worried we'll get there too early. I have a feeling this party tonight will be the start of something bad. Something that will end with my own death. But whoever's in charge of where my life's going can steer me whenever they want. Onward, lover boys! Beat the drum! They march about the stage and exit. Peter and other servicemen come forward with napkins. Where's Potpan? Why isn't he helping us clear the table? He should be moving the scraping plates. When only one or two men have all the good manners and even they are dirty, things are bad. Take away the stools, the sideboards, and the plates. You, good friend, save me a piece of marzipan, and if you love me, have the porter let in Susan Grindstone and Nell, Antony, and Potpan. Yes, boy, I'm ready. They're looking for you in the great chamber. Uh, we can't be in two places at once, both here and there. Cheer, boys, be quick for a while, and let the one who lives the longest take everything. Peter and the serving men exit. Capulet enters with his cousin Tybalt, Lady Capulet, Juliet, and other members of the house. They meet Romeo, Benvolio, Mercutio, and other guests and maskers. Welcome, gentlemen. The ladies who don't have corns on their toes will dance with you. Ha! My ladies, which of you will refuse to dance now? Whichever of you acts shy, I'll swear she has corns. Does that hit close to home? Welcome, gentlemen. There was a time when I could wear a mask over my eyes and charm a lady by whispering a story in her ear. That time is gone. Gone, gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come on, musicians, play music. Music plays in the dance. Romeo stands apart. Make room in the hall, make room in the hall. Shake a leg, girls. To serving men. More light, you rascals. Flip over the tables and get them out of the way. And put the fire out. It's getting too hot in here. To his cousin. Ah, my man, this unexpected fun feels good. No, sit down, my good Capulet cousin. You and I are too old to dance. Capulet and his cousin sit down. How long is it now since you and I last wore masks at a party like this? Capulet's cousin. I swear it must be 30 years. What, man? It's not that long. It's not that long. It's been since Lucentio's wedding. Let the years fly by as fast as you like. It's only been 25 years since we wore masks. It's been longer. It's been longer. Lucentio's son is older than that, sir. He's 30 years old. Are you really going to tell me that? His son was a minor only 2 years ago. To serving men. Who is the girl on the arm of that lucky knight over there? I don't know, sir. Oh, she shows the torches how to burn tonight. She stands out against the darkness like a jeweled earring hanging against the cheek of an African. Her beauty is too good for this world. She's too beautiful to die and be buried. She outshines the other women, like a white dove in the middle of a flock of crows. When this dance is over, I'll see where she stands, and then I'll touch her hand with my rough and ugly one. Did my heart ever love anyone before this moment? My eyes were liars. Then because I never saw true beauty before tonight. I can tell by his voice that this man is a Montague. To his page. Get me my sword, boy. What does this peasant dare to come with his face covered by a mask to sneer at and scorn our celebration? Now, by the honor of our family, I do not consider a crime to kill him. Why? What's going on here, nephew? Why are you acting so angry? Uncle, this man is a Montague, our enemy. He's a scoundrel who's come here out of spite to mock our party. Is it young Romeo? That's him, the villain Romeo. Calm down, gentle cousin. Leave him alone. He carries himself like a dignified gentleman. And to tell you the truth, he has a reputation throughout Verona as a virtuous and well-behaved young man. I wouldn't insult him in my own house for all the wealth in this town. So calm down. Just ignore him. That's what I want. And if you respect my wishes, you'll look nice and stop frowning because that's not the way you should behave at a feast. It's the right way to act when a villain like him shows up. I won't tolerate him. You will tolerate him. What, little man? I say you will. What the? Am I the boss here or you? Or are you? What? You won't tolerate him? God help me. You'll start a riot among my guests. There will be no chaos. It will be your fault. You'll be the rabble rouser. But, Uncle, we're being disrespected. Go on, go on. You're an insolent little boy. Is that how it really is? This stupidity will come back to bite you. I know what I'll do. You have to contradict me, do you? I'll teach you a lesson. To the guests. Well done, my dear guests. To Tybalt. You're a punk. Get away. Keep your mouth shut or else. To serving men. More light, more light. To Tybalt. You should be ashamed. Till shut. You should be ashamed. I'll shut you up. To the guests, keep having fun, my dear friends. The music plays again, and the guests dance. The combination of forced patience and pure rage is making my body tremble. I'll leave here now, but Romeo's prank, which seems so sweet to him now, will turn bitter to him later. Tybalt exits. Taking Juliet's hand, your hand is like a holy place that my hand is unworthy to visit. If you're offended by the touch of my hand, my two lips are standing here like blushing pilgrims, ready to make things better with a kiss. The first 14 lines Romeo and Juliet speak together form a sonnet. Good pilgrim, you don't give your hand enough credit. By holding my hand, you show polite devotion. After all, pilgrims touch the hands of statues and of saints. Holding one palm against another is like a kiss. Don't saints and pilgrims have lips too? Yes, pilgrims, they have lips that they're supposed to pray with. Well then, saint, let lips do what hands do. I'm praying for you to kiss me. Please grant my prayer so my faith doesn't turn to despair. Saints don't move, even when they grant prayers. Then don't move while I act out my prayer. He kisses her. Now my sin has been taken from my lips to yours. Then do my lips now have the sin they took from yours? Sin from my lips? You encourage crime with your sweetness. Give me my sin back. They kiss again. You kiss like you've studied how. Madame, your mother wants to talk to you. Juliet moves away. Who is her mother? Indeed, young man, her mother is the lady of the house. She is a good, wise, and virtuous lady. I nursed her daughter, whom you were just talking to. Let me tell you, the man who marries her will become very wealthy. To himself, is she a Capulet? Oh, this is a heavy price to say. My life is in the hands of my enemy. To Romeo, come on, let's go. Right when things are the most fun is the best time to leave. Yes, but I'm afraid I'm in more trouble than ever. No, gentlemen, don't get ready to go now. We have a little dessert coming up. They whisper in his ear. Is that really true? Well, then I thank you both. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Bring more torches over here. Come on, let's all get to bed. To his cousin. Ah, my man, I swear, it's getting late. I'm going to get some rest. Everyone except Juliet and Nurse begin to exit. Come over here, Nurse. Who is that gentleman? He is the son and heir of old Tiberio. Who's the one who's going out of the door right now? Well, that one, I think, is young Petruchio. Who's the one following over there? The one who wouldn't dance? I don't know his name. Go ask. The nurse leaves. If he's married, I think I'll die rather than marry anyone else. Returning. His name is Romeo. He's a Montague. He's the only son of your worst enemy. To herself. The only man I love is the son of the only man I hate. I saw him too early without knowing who he was, and I found out who he was too late. Love is a monster for making me fall in love with my worst enemy. What's this? What's this? Just a rhyme I learned from somebody I danced with at the party. Somebody calls Juliet from off stage. Right away, right away. Come, let's go. The strangers are all gone. They exit.